Hello friends, welcome to CyberCAD Solutions. In this session, I am going to repeat Endcell, Endget, cons and Endmake functions once again because these functions are already covered in the previous session. First of all, let us see Endcell function. This function is used to retrieve the name of selected entity. So let us try that one. Go to the development environment. Simply type VLIDE at the command prompt and press enter. Now click new file button over here or go to file menu and click new file and go to window menu and click tile horizontally so that the file will be adjusted automatically. Now end cell, the syntax of end cell is like this: end cell and message which you want to show to the user. So I just want to show select a object. That's what I want to show to the user. So put it within the parenthesis. Now if you load this statement, it will return the name of the entity as well as the point which is used to select the object as a list. We just want the name of entity only. So it would be the first element of the returned list. So I just want to retrieve that first element using CAR function. So before to this, I am writing CAR and close it at the end. So now we will get only the name of selected entity and I want to store it in a variable called ename. So again go to the start and write like this: set q ename as the variable name and close it on the end of the statement. So this statement, when you load this one, it will ask you to select a object, and when you select that one, it will return the name as well as a point. From that we are retrieving the first element, which is the name of the selected entity, and storing it in a variable called ename. Let us try to load this statement. Select the statement and click load selection button. Now the prompt is asking to select a object. I am selecting this line. Now you can see the returned element is the name of the selected line. Now I want to find the database properties. I want to get the database properties of this particular line. Now we shall try to get the database properties of this selected line. So for that I am going to use entget function. entget. So the syntax of this entget is simply entget and entity name and close. So here I am going to use the same name which I have stored in ename variable. So write entget and ename variable within parenthesis, which will return the database properties of the selected line. So select this statement and click load selection button. You can see all the database properties of that line are loaded into Visual Lisp console window, but these are in a single line which are a bit difficult to watch at a time. I want to show you a special facility in Visual Lisp environment. Simply store this data into a variable first of all. So go to the start of the statement and write like this: set q edata and close parenthesis. Now select this statement and click load selection so that the data of this line is stored in edata variable. So to watch this one, simply select this variable, right click and select add watch option, which will open watch window. Even over here it is in a single line. All the properties are being shown in a single line. So to see them in a column, just double click on that element in the watch window so that it will be opened in a column. Here we can see each item individually. So these are all enclosed in a big list. All these properties are dotted pair lists. If you observe carefully, here in the first element, -1 dot entity name, 0 dot line, 330 dot something, like that every list is a dotted pair. In this, the left side numbers are called as DXF group codes and the right side ones are properties. So each property is associated with a DXF code. So -1 represents the name of entity, 0 represents type, So here I want to show you few important DXF codes which are very useful throughout our Lisp programming. So let us see this list. Here common DXF codes are -1 is for entity name, 0 for entity type, 5 for entity handle, 6 will show line type, 8 for layer, 48 line type scale, 62 color. So these are all common to all the objects in AutoCAD. When it comes to particularly a line, 10 will show the start point of the line, 11 will show the end point of line. Similarly, for a circle, 10 represents the center point, 40 represents the radius. And when it comes to text object, 1 represents the content of the text, 7 represents text style, 10 represents the insertion point of text, 40 represents height, 50 represents angle, 73 is used for justification codes. So today we are going to see line, circle and text. We will try to use endMake function and these DXF group codes with which we will try to create a line, circle and a text object using AutoLISP program. So I recommend all of you to remember all these basic or common DXF codes. Now let us go back to the development. Here, if you want to create a line, we have to provide the very basic things or the basic properties of a line. That is the 0 code which represents the entity type as line, and then 10 which represents the start point, and then 11 which represents the end point. If you want to give a layer to the line, you have to use DXF group code 8, and if you want to specify the line type also, you have to use DXF code 6. Now one more thing I want to tell you, how to prepare these dotted pair lists. We are going to see another function called as CONS. Let us see how to use cons function to construct a dotted pair like this. So the syntax of cons is cons first element and second element. So this is how we have to write the cons statement. So here I am going to write like this, cons 0, here within double quotes I am writing line. So if you select this statement and load, you can see 0 dot line, very similar dotted pair list as we have seen in the end-get return values is coming using cons function. So this construct will construct a dotted pair list which is useful in using endMake function. So the list which is returned by endGet, so very similar list we have to create to use within endMake function. So similarly, cons 0 for line. If you want to specify the start point, you can write like this, cons 10, again list I want to give start point coordinates like this, list 20 space 25, that is the start point, and z value as 0.0. Now close this list as well as cons, and then I am closing or placing this over here. Now for endpoint, cons 11, again list 40 25 0.0, that is the endpoint coordinates of the line which I am going to create. Then if you want to specify layer also, you have to check whether that layer is existing or not, otherwise this statement will fail to execute. So as of now I am not going to give anything else. I just want a simple line which starts at 20, 25 and which ends at 40, 25. So the entity type is line and the start point is 20, 25 and the end point is 40, 25. Now we need to keep all these elements again in a list. So these are the different properties which are very basic to create a line. Now using all these properties, I am going to write endMake function to create a line. So let's go to start of the statement and write endMake before to this and close it on the end. Now go to AutoCAD and check. I want to draw a line over here from 20, 25 to 40, 25. So again go back to IDE, select this statement and click load selection and go back to AutoCAD by clicking this activate AutoCAD button. You can see this new line has come with the statement which we have executed. So this is how we create a list using construct function to use within endMake function. So we have seen how to create a line. Let us try how to create a line with a dashed line type. So here we can see 6 is the DXF code which is used to specify the line type. So we shall try to create a line with center line type. So first go back to AutoCAD and delete this line and back to IDE, and into this list I am going to inside the list and I am writing over here. So take care that you are inside the list of properties and write like this: cons 6 center, close the double quotes. I just want to remove this list from here so that it will be clear to see, and here a closing parenthesis. So if you double click over here, the total statement should select, otherwise you are missing somewhere, that is either a parenthesis or a double quote. So I have added another new property, that is line type of the line with cons function, that is construct 6 with the center line type. Now select the statement and click load selection, and if you observe over here, the list is not returned in Visual Lisp console window, which means this statement is not executed properly. Just go to AutoCAD and check back. Here the new line is not available. Why? Because the line type center is not loaded into AutoCAD. So let us try to load that into AutoCAD. Type LT at the command prompt and click load. Now go to center line type and say OK. Again OK over here. Now back to Visual Lisp IDE. So when you execute a statement using endMake, it would return the same list again in the Visual Lisp console window, which means the statement is executed successfully. Now select the statement and click load selection once again. Now you can see this statement is executed and the same list is returned over here. Now if you go to AutoCAD, you can see the line is created with the given properties. So this is how creating a line using endMake function. Now I just want to show you how to create a circle with this kind of endMake function. So again write endMake list of properties cons 0 circle, again cons 10, same list 20 comma, not comma is not used within a list in AutoLISP programming, only a space is sufficient. Again 20, 25, 00 xyz coordinates, close the cons, and then what are the basic things required to draw a circle, that is center point as well as radius. So again cons, and the code for radius is 40, so that you have to remember. So go over here, cons 40, and the radius which I am going to give is 5 units. Close the construct feature and close the list, again close endMake. Now if you want to add a color to this circle, just go inside the list of properties, write cons 62 and color 2, that is what I want to give, which means yellow color. Color 1 is red, color 2 is yellow, 3 is green. Now select this statement and click load selection. You can see that same list is returned in Visual Lisp console window, which means a new circle is created with the given properties. Go to AutoCAD and check over here. You can see that circle is created. Let us try to create another circle at the end of this line. So go to Visual Lisp IDE, copy the same list again. Instead of writing all these things, just change the x coordinate to 40 and retain all the other properties as they are. Now select this statement and click load selection. You can see that is returned over here, and go to AutoCAD and check. You can see another circle is created over here. So this is how we create lines and circles using AutoLISP. Let us try to create a text. So go to Visual Lisp IDE and try to write the list of properties which are required to create a text entity. Let us go to what are the codes required. So if you want to create a text, you have to say it is a text type entity, and then you have to give the insertion point, height, rotation angle, as well as text content. So let us try to write the same thing. So bracket start, ent make list cons 0 text, and then construct 10. Here 40 25 0 comma 0. This is the list. I just forget to write list in front of this, so just take care of that one. Now we have written the insertion point. Then to write the height, that is 40 code, which is used for 40. You can see 40 is used as radius for circle DXF codes, but coming to the text, the 40 is used for height. So the same code will be used for different properties for different entities, so take care of that one. So I am going to write 40 code with some height, that is cons 40. The height I want to give is 1 unit, and close this. Again cons 50 0.0, that is the angle of the text, and then cons 1, say CyberCAD solutions. That is what the content I want to show as a text. So close this list and close end make. Now select this statement and click load selection. You can see it is saying too few arguments. Let us check back one more time. So 0 text and cons list of 10 40 25. Here if you see 10 is an extra element which is shown over here. So it must be outside of this list, so it must be over here, because the insertion point must be associated with the list of elements. Let us try to load only this list. You can see what it will be shown, that is DXF code 10 for a text entity is insertion point, 40 is x coordinate, 25 is y coordinate, 0 is z coordinate, and I think all the remaining properties are good. Now again select this statement and click load selection. Now you can see the same list is returned over here, which means a text entity is created in AutoCAD. Just quit this one, go to AutoCAD. You can see a new text over here, CyberCAD solutions is created. So this is how creating text entities using AutoLISP statements. So let us try to write a small command to draw a circle with red color. So go to Visual Lisp IDE, and over here I just want to remove all these statements and try to write a command. So program to draw red circle. Here the program is like this: define C colon red C, that is the command I want to assign, and here I just want to ask the user to pick a point as center point and read it. So for that I am going to use a function called getPoint. This function is used to read a point. So I am going to use getPoint function. Its syntax is very simple. Bracket start, getPoint, and message to display. That's it. So this message is pick center point, that is what I want to show, and here set q cen, that is the variable name I want to assign. I just want to close the define first of all, that is end. Now we have asked the user to pick a point using get point function over here and storing that point in center variable. Now I just want to write directly int make list cons 0 circle is the type of entity I want to create, and cons 10 cen, that is the point I want to use as insertion point, because whatever the point selected by the user we are storing it in center variable. Then cons 40, and I am giving radius as say 2 units, that is the radius I want to give, and cons 62 1, that is the color code. 62 is for color, this is a common code for all the entity types. 40 is the radius for circle object. Now close this list as well as close int make. Now try to load this complete window into AutoCAD by clicking this load active edit window. Now red C is the command which we have created. Go to AutoCAD. I am just erasing all these items. Now type red C at the command prompt and press enter. It is asking pick center point. If you click anywhere, it will directly draw a circle with red color. So again, if you want to assign a line type to the circle, you can write it over there. So go back to VisualLISP environment and you can add another property over here with cons 6 dash, that is what the line type I just want to give. Now again load edit window, go to AutoCAD and give red C and pick a point. You can see a dashed red circle is coming up. Similarly, if you want to put a text entity, let us say red text, so let us try that one. Again go back to VisualLISP environment and get over here. I am going to write another function. This is, I am just writing a comment over here, which is the habit everyone should addict to, that is program to draw a text with red color. Okay then, so bracket start define c colon red t, that is red text I want to place, and close this define and again go over here. Then set q ins, that is the name of the variable for a point which I am going to ask the user to pick, that will be used as insertion point for the text. So get point pick insertion point and close this one. So user will pick insertion point. Now here I am writing int make list cons 0 text is the type of entity, cons 10 ins is the point as insertion point, cons 1 the content, so I am writing say cyber CAD and close this one, that is the text content I want to place, and again cons, and I want to check back the DXF code 40 for height 50 for angle, so cons 40 as 1, cons 50 as 0.0, that is the height, and cons 62 1, that is the color. So these are all the different properties I want to give to my text. So the text content is CyberCAD, whose insertion point is the selected point by the user, which is stored in ins variable, and here content is CyberCAD and height is 1, rotation angle is 0, color is red. And here you may be having a doubt, why are always we are writing this empty parenthesis? There is a special purpose for this parenthesis. Now earlier we have used CEN variable. If you select this CEN variable and click load selection, you can see that point is coming over here. So if you leave this variable like this, so this variable will live as long as this session is live. So to remove these variables from the memory, we have to write them inside this parenthesis. So you have to put a forward slash and then the variable name. Over here again forward slash ins, so that this ins variable will no longer exist after the execution of this program. So now just load active edit window and go back to AutoCAD. Our command is red T. So go to AutoCAD and type red T and press enter. Now you can see it is asking pick insertion point. If you click this center point of this circle, you can see CyberCAD is placed over here. Similarly, again red T and click the center point of this circle, you can see CyberCAD is being placed as a text object. Now go back to IDE and check INS variable whether it is available or not. Select this INS variable and click load selection. You can see nil, means it has been removed from the memory. So whatever the variables you have used inside the program, you must write all those variables over here after a forward slash. This process is called localization. If you write over here, all the variables will be removed from the memory immediately after the execution of this program. So make sure that all the variables are removed from the memory properly. This is how writing small functions. We will see more big and advanced functions in later sessions. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and share this video to your friends. Thanks for watching and welcome to the next session.